What's up, y'all? It's Protege, and you are now rocking with us on These Urban Times.
What's going on, world? What's going on? Terrell Thomas, TheseUrbanTimes, sitting down with a gentleman who I can guarantee, and guarantees with us is as good as gold that you'll be seeing a lot of this year. A lot of big things in store. I'm happy to share some of the things now. Some of the things you're just going to wait and see and watch
hmm
the journey. As we're learning in life, it's not always about the destination, but it's about the journey. And this young man has a lot in store as far as music and entertainment as a whole. Protege, how you feeling today, good sir?
I think that's the best introduction I have ever got. I'm feeling
Uh,
great out here right now. I'm feeling pretty good. I can't complain.
Right, it's great to sit down and chat with you. And we always want to give a spotlight to up and coming artists, although we view you as so much more than just an up and coming artist. Of course, our audience may not know, but you're from the Milwaukee area. You're up in Milwaukee right now. Before we even dive into the music
Yes,
aspect,
sir.
what you got going on there, man? You do something that I love so much in the world of sports. You see, my man Embiid just won MVP, so I'm
Yeah,
feeling real jazzy about that right now.
I saw the Philly thing going on, man. I didn't want to say nothing. I did.
But you rock with an Eastern Conference team as well, the Milwaukee Bucks. Unfortunately, the
Yes,
season came
sir.
to an end slightly, sooner than many anticipated. But talk to me a little bit overall before again we dive into the music about the Bucks overall season from your standpoint because you've had a front row view pretty much all year round.
Yes, sir. So, little snippet, little tad bit. I work for the Milwaukee Bucks, so I get a chance to catch majority of their home games, playoff games, everything included. I got a championship ring. It was pretty dope.
That is dope.
Um, I thought we was gonna get another one this year, but uh, I think it's a lot of things going on behind the scenes, including we're old and we looked old. We got outran, we got out hustled, we got out coached. Just a lot of different things that we need to work on. Like this off season for a reason, you know. So we got a lot of things to work on.
Well, you're doing a lot of work in your craft in the world of music and entertainment. As we just mentioned, though, you're from Milwaukee. There's so much talent that comes out of Milwaukee. I don't think people
Yeah,
understand all
absolutely.
the talent that's riding in Wisconsin. They think Giannis and Aaron Rodgers, although he's going now, the only talented folks up in the
Yeah,
Wisconsin area. But it's
and
so
he
much
gone
more,
too.
so much more. And you recently we're doing some dope shows during South by Southwest. You're consistently on the road making things happen. So give our audience a little overview of you and your music, and when and just how your music career began.
Um, so let's go all the way back. Let's just start at the beginning. Um, came up with music. You know, my two older brothers. Shout out to AJ and CJ. They were in a group called MySpace. You know, so as a young kid looking up to your role model, you know, I used to sit down and rewrite their lyrics. You know, like they were mine, or go through and just always. I think I believe I still got all those CDs. You know, a lot of things that they don't even have. So the process kind of started there, you know, as well as how can you not fall in love with music? Like music is the one thing that makes the world go round. Um, but then as I got a little bit older, I had this friend of mine, one of my best friends to this day. Um, he's phenomenal artist, phenomenal. He's always had the gift for it. So in order for me to help push him to his greatness, I used to sit in the car and we would freestyle for hours. You know, just hours, just so I could get him to rap, to hone us, you know, not knowing that I was putting in my 10,000 hours myself.
Hmm.
So fast forward, we get a little bit older and life comes about. And for me, for Black men in general, we don't really seek out therapy. You know, it's becoming a little bit more prevalent now, uh, but we don't really seek that out. So I transitioned to what I do best in my own form of therapy, with the music. And after a while, I put in those 10,000 hours, they turned to 20,000. And then before I knew it, we had caught on to something. You know, I finally started putting that into composing it and learning about how to create and what to create. Um, and it's just progressively gotten better since then.
as I just mentioned moments ago, you just came off of the road, and you did
Yep.
something dope with a young man. I'm gonna let you speak on that, and tell us where you were recently opening up and who you were opening up for.
Yeah. So my engineer, one of my brothers who I work with, is a phenomenal engineer, one of the best in the world. Um, Last year, he recently became Hannibal Buress' personal engineer. So with that being said, a lot of doors have opened themselves, or opportunities have presented themselves for me, thankfully, just based off of some of the people that I've made connections with. So South by Southwest this year, I had planned on attending anyway, but it just so happened that Hannibal Buress, who is also a phenomenal artist himself, goes by the name of SU Tune, which I should definitely check out. He just dropped a single with Danny Brown and Paul Wall called Veneers. Definitely make sure y'all go check that out as well. But I was fortunate enough to be at South by Southwest at the same time with him and actually gain an interaction of doing a couple shows, and actually seeing what it takes from a solidified artist, entertainer in real time. Um, and then we fast forward just a week ago, Hannibal Buress had a show here at UW Milwaukee, um, which I was fortunate enough to get access to see and understand once again how that works. Um, and then the following night, he had another show at No Studios. Shout out to No Studios. I got a chance to open up for him, and rock the mic, do what I do kind of best. And it was definitely a blessing. And it's priceless, man. Priceless.
If I'm a new cat that's just getting onto your sound and learning more about who you are, give me a record or two, or give me a project as a whole that you feel best describes you as an artist or as a man.
Okay, so shameless plug, Charisma, Chapter 1 is out, all platforms, Apple, Spotify, Tidal. You can check it out on everything. Um, you can always go check that out as a reference. But if I had to pick out two tracks that I think that represent me, Count on Me, which is a song dedicated to all the fathers that I know. um, you never quite get the same sort of grasp or the same kind of hoorah for dads out here, even though I grew up knowing a lot of great people. So I wanted to do my part and showcase all the great dads that I knew, especially with me becoming a dad for the first time. So I thought that was important to showcase, and I did it in the best way I did that. So the video showcases just exactly that. Me and all the wonderful dads in the world that I know. And then second, I would probably say Nappy Head, which is the complete opposite. It's very aggressive, it's very straight to the point, it's very brash, but it's also me and how I was raised, the city that raised me. And I'm human with a lot of sides. Those two, I think, showcase the most vulnerable of each.
Now, I guess you could say we're in the ending the second quarter. So in the second quarter, pretty much of 2023, as you just mentioned, you were at South by Southwest. Festival season is upon us. I know some things will be jumping off real soon in Milwaukee in Wisconsin as far as festival season is concerned in June, and you'll have a role and you'll have your hands in some things that'll be going on. And speak to me a little bit about that.
Yeah, so a lot of things coming up this summer, that I'm looking and hoping to be a part of as well. Wisconsin Fest is coming up with T-Pain. This is the second year hosting that. I hope to be a part of that in some way, shape, or form. So working on all necessary ways and channels and me trying to get access to that. There's a lot of amazing performers. Last year, Blue was here, Little John was here, Juvenile. Got a chance to meet all of them last year, so hopefully we get a chance to do that again this year. Summerfest, for those of y'all who don't know, is the world's biggest music festival in the world. So that'll be taking place this year, which you may or may not see your boy on stage. We're gonna leave it at that. But I would say that you should, come down to Summerfest and see for yourself. You might be pleasantly surprised. So yeah, just a lot of festivals here during the summer that you always want to make sure that you're a part of to keep expanding and getting people to hear your music.
Share with the world, if you can, from your perspective, what the music scene is like in Milwaukee. I've had a chance to experience a beautiful city a few times. Damn sure a beautiful city, in my opinion, one of the dopest cities in America. But I don't think a lot of people actually understand, one, that it's black people in Milwaukee. You know, I've heard that before.
Yeah.
It's black people up there. Like, yeah, it's black
For
people up
sure.
there, you know. And I don't think they understand just how cultured your city is, especially from a music standpoint. So could you share with our audience, you know, from your experience and your upbringing, just what the music scene is like in Milwaukee?
Yeah, it's amazing. You know, like it's like there's so many different talented artists, people that you may not have even known or have done some of the biggest, most impactful records that you hear, but you don't know who's responsible for it. Um, I just had a show at the Outsider where we ran through pretty much all the legends that have come in there. You know, shout out to Cuckoo Cow, Baby Drew, um, Rico Love, Jacob Lattimore, Lakia. There's so many different tanks. You know, like it goes on and on. There's just a variety of music that you get from here. Shout out to K Camp too. He's in Atlanta, so shout out to him as well. You know, we're just trying to make sure he mentioned. You know, I'm forgetting a lot, but just off the top, there's so many different artists, and there's such a variety here um, that yeah, it really touches everywhere, honestly. And we're a melting pot of music. So Milwaukee's always late to the music scene. You know, like we're always some of the last to catch on. But that's good because we get a little bit of everybody's salt. You know, so we get that West Coast vibe, we get that down South vibe. We get them, but we get them late. We kind of mold that into our own. It's kind of a Midwest thing, honestly. Except Chicago and Detroit have kind of branched off recently to kind of have their own kind of rap to it. But it's all like the Kanye's, and even before that, it's all kind of the common. That's why they can intertwine so well because it's kind of a melting pot for them.
Speak to me, if you can, as well, about fatherhood from your perspective. As you mentioned, one of the records that would define you, you know, is pretty much based around fatherhood. Speak to me about how fatherhood has impacted your sound.
Ah man, um, it's filtered me just a little bit. It's made me kind of I shouldn't say change what I say, but just think twice before I say it, knowing that my daughter will hear it one day. And even though honesty and vulnerability is a very key point of music, I think it's the most important point of music. You still there's always ways to say things just to be on the safe side. You know what I mean? Um, but it's also pushing 1,000 times into overdrive because now it's not just about me, which I've lived a life of being just about me. Now it's about us. You know, like so that's forced me to actually put my foot on the gas with music and go 20 times harder, make things that are 20 times more vulnerable, touch on subjects that people wouldn't just because. Push the envelope, expand the sound, try different things because if I can't tell her that I follow my dreams and chase it, how can I expect her to do the same?
Well said, good sir. Well said. What's next for you? The year is still so much of the year is ahead of us.
The world.
I do know, you know, you'll be in Atlanta soon, so DJs be on the lookout.
Yep.
We'll be sending you some information so you can come check this brother out live and in person later on in this month of May. But what's next for you, good sir? What are some plans that you can let the world know about as we move forward in 2023?
Yeah, so I will definitely always dropping music. You can always look forward to that. There'll always be music dropping every single month, along with the visuals. I work with some of the best videographers in the world. Shout out to Jacob Wayne. Shout out to Philly Flyboy, and some of y'all may know. Shout out to Ray Shot It. Legends to me. You know, like I love the people that I work with. You'll see me travel a little bit more, doing some shows down in Atlanta. Try to, like I said, it's festival season. Try to get into as many of those as possible. Basically, I want the world this year, and I'm coming for it because I think the music and everything that I can bring to the table warrants just a touch of it, just a touch of it at least. But I'm gonna shoot for the world.
Please let our audience know how they can follow you via social media, and please, another shameless plug, as you say, let them know how they can check out your music as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So you can find me on all social media platforms at Protege Nip, PROTEGENIP. Shout out to Nipsey Hussle. Quick little dip off. Hustle and motivate. I never had a rap name. I never really envisioned myself as a rapper or an artist. But hustle and motivate. So I never had a name for myself. Hustle and motivate. Nipsey goes, and if you powder my trend, I'll make you my protege. And instantly, when I heard it the first time, it clicked. And I said, I got nothing wrong with being somebody's protege because it means I'm always with that. That's how Protege came about. But all social media platforms, Protege Net, all streaming platforms, Protege, PROTEGE with the asterisk across the top. Got to do the asterisk across the top because a lot of people went outside their way to spell it differently. I'm going to just rock with the way I know how.
Good, sir. It's always a pleasure to see you. Always a pleasure to sit and chat with you.
Yeah.
Once again, we're looking forward to a lot of things that you have in store. We'll be speaking with you soon. We'll see you when you get down.
Can I do one more shout out just because of the location I am? Shout out to 414 Nutrition in Milwaukee. It's one of the dopest spots. Nutritional shakes, teas, coffees. I shouldn't say coffees, but teas, shakes, yes, refreshers, and coffees. Yes, I'm sorry. Absolutely right, coffees. I just don't drink the iced coffees. That's why I forgot about them. But yeah, shout out to 414 Nutrition. Amazing spot. If you ever in Milwaukee, I highly recommend that you drop by and check it out.
Much love, much love. We appreciate, always giving businesses love. That's a great look right there, man.
Always.
Be safe up there, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you. Shout out to These Urban Times. Appreciate you.